Hello, everybody. Happy holiday season wherever you are. I hope you all are having a great day. So, I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and we were talking about the holiday season and the pressure that we experience as individuals during this holiday season in different aspects of life. And this could be pressure from family, friends, loved ones, colleagues, acquaintances, or just random people that you know. And this got us talking about boundaries and the importance of setting boundaries and sticking to your boundaries during this holiday season. So I thought I would share some of my thoughts on boundaries and values. So I think boundaries are a set of rules that an individual makes for themselves. So it's pretty much what you consider as acceptable or unacceptable to you, what you think it's tolerable or not tolerable. Now, it may sound like a pretty simple or easy concept, but I think most individuals have a really hard time with setting and maintaining boundaries. I've had my fair share of struggling to set and maintain boundaries over the years, so I think that I personally speak from my experiences. Oftentimes, we tend to be people pleasers. We want to do everything to please other people, but ourselves. We put other people's needs ahead of ours, and we just get to the point where we become, people pleasers because we're working to protect other people's interests and not necessarily our own interests or our beliefs. So I think it's really important to be able to set boundaries and stick to your boundaries, especially during this holiday season. Because if we don't do that, then it gets to a point where we overreach, and at the end of the day, we become angry, resentful, sad, and just not happy or confident in our decisions and our choices because we're aiming to please other people. Now, once we start to realize that boundaries are all about us and our choices and our beliefs and our preferences, then we wouldn't worry about other people's expectations or other people's judgment or perception of us, especially during this holiday season. So I don't think we could really talk about boundaries without talking about values. So when you set your boundaries around a set of rules, these rules are based on your values. So again, it is important to identify what your core values are and make sure that your boundaries align with your values. And this will be different for each individual, as we all have different values. But as long as you make sure that your individual values align with your boundaries, then I think that's a very important step in setting some boundaries and sticking to these boundaries. So I came across a quote that said, "By daring to set boundaries demonstrates courage in loving ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others." I'll say that again. By daring to set boundaries demonstrates courage in loving ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. So oftentimes setting boundaries will come with, disappointing other people because you're choosing to put yourself first above other people's needs. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and not about external factors or other people's perception of you, like I mentioned earlier. So during this holiday season, I challenge each and every one of us to identify our values and set our boundaries, making sure that these boundaries align with our values. So during this holiday season, when we say yes or no, irrespective of whatever situations we're faced with, I want us to be able to say yes or no confidently and without any regrets, because we're confident in these decisions because they would align with our values and our boundaries, not because we're trying to please other people or because we're trying to overreach ourselves to make other people happy. So let me know what your thoughts are on boundaries and values during this holiday season.